Hello everyone, welcome aboard today's video. I'll be your captain today, King CK, and in today's video we'll be covering some of the new upload schedules and what the future plans for OIO are. And we got some big announcements for you, so everyone sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So let's go ahead and get started. In the backdrop here we'll be flying around ships, what's known on the main server as Ship 7, which was a specifically cargo-only port, which then was attached to the Disney Dream project, which was in front of this, but today we're actually in what is now considered Ships 2 of the modified server. And I do apologize for any background noise. My two cats are playing with one of the bags, and it sounds like they're trying to get into the cat food again. Sorry about the interruption. Unfortunately, cats started knocking things over, so I went ahead and closed the door so it'll be a little bit easier to film. So in today's video, to re-summarize and kind of catch back up, this is now considered Ships 2 for the server, where we went ahead and cut off the Disney Dream project. We'll be landscaping and building this into, once again, a cargo port, and we'll be putting up some cargo buildings and crates and stuff like that. And this is going to be contained to the new Movement Craft server. And the cool part, the reason why I decided to take the entire port was, one, it was already a good port that never really got any kind of fame because it came into play after the server had started to die down. So a lot of people didn't even know of its existence, and it really never got fame. So that's why we're here today, to go ahead and show it off. Over here I'm going to actually be attaching the Washington State ferries to one of these berths and then leaving one of them open for you guys to be able to drive one of the boats up to it, like OIO or potentially Kenwick, if we can actually figure out the bugs with that. But the cool part is all these boats up in this region are within the movable size model. That's why I decided to take the entire port. I was thinking about it with Ships 2, however Ships 2 is very much built into the terrain on that server, whereas this one was, we flattened the terrain and built this right onto it, so we could very easily fit this into the server. Over here is MS Quest, which you guys have seen in one of my older videos, and it looks like the roof of MS Quest got cut off, but that's okay. Eventually we might try taking out the interior and seeing if that's another boat that you guys will be able to drive around. The whole point of this is to allow you guys to be able to drive around, to see fully enclosed harbors, and it's not going to be like the old server where we were constantly working on projects and there was never really a considered done point. This server, we do have an end goal in sight. The end goal is, once we have enough harbors to go ahead and release it to the public, the map is not going to be built on anymore. It's done being built on for that time being. Now I say for that time being for a reason, because what we will be doing is something kind of interesting, something we've never really done before or with these kind of servers. It will be a server that will be completely static. You guys will have full range. We'll have to determine if there's going to be some kind of system to have a certain set of boats, like we might do like a big hangar where you guys will be able to take boats out freely, or if we're going to do something where you can warp to them, or certain members are going to be able to drive certain boats potentially, and that might be built on a rank system, just so we can keep out the griefers and stuff like that. But there will be no building on the server. But the big point of the server will be, you guys are going to be able to drive around on the boats, you're going to be able to explore the harbors. We might even put like an economy in where you guys will be able to own your own boats, sell your boats, stuff like that, and then eventually down the line we'll look into stuff like having people import their own boats that they build outside on some of the other servers. So you guys can all look forward to those features coming here soon. As of right now, we're shooting for mid-July to have a release date for the first open beta. Now I say this for a reason, because the way we're going to treat the server is we're going to treat it a lot like a video game development team. It's going to get small updates, we're going to call them, being added on, and when we feel that there's new boats, new content available for everyone to be able to use, we will release an update. And the update will put a big changelog on telling you what new boats are there, what new features are there, and that will be essentially the way you guys will be able to get to play with more boats, see more content. Now, as I said on the Facebook page, and I highly recommend, if any of you guys want to know the up-to-date news about OIO, I always post it onto the Facebook page first, because if we post, or when I post it on the Facebook page, it allows for everyone to be able to see it very quickly. I can make a small announcement pretty rapidly for everyone to be able to see. So now you're all wondering, what did I post on the Facebook page? Well, I posted that the main server is coming back today. As of yesterday, I posted it tomorrow, and I did post it at 4 in the morning, so technically I still have till 4 in the morning the next day. But let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and throw a ship helm on here and kind of show you guys. Hopefully this will be one of the, apparently this boat is 40,000 blocks. Oh shit, that's the first time I've ever seen it actually error me out with the right amount. Most of the time it errors out at like 200 or like 2,000 blocks. That's kind of cool. But yeah, this is kind of some of the stuff we're working on right now. Is like I said, there's a lot of stuff we have to tweak and tune, and as it looks like that boat doesn't have a hull, but I'll go ahead and grab one of the boats that I've driven previously, and these are one of my Russian fishing trawler boats we'll grab. So, back to the main server. Yes, it will be opening today if, and this is a big if, I can get the plugins to play nicely. I'm trying to potentially upgrade it to either Spigot or... I'm looking at a few different options, to be honest. We're looking at Spigot, we're looking at... Oh shit, looks like Soul Sand doesn't want to move, and that's like 80% of the ship's hull. Well, see, like I said, there's a lot of stuff we have to take into account, like especially like stuff like this, where, see, now I have a boat that's just going to be floating around, derping out with no with no blocks. And trying to get it back into a spot is also extremely difficult. So I'll worry about that outside of the video. Let's grab one of these that doesn't have Soul Sand on it. And like I said, this is kind of the reason why we want to keep it in beta, because we don't want players finding out about these glitches before us, and then all of a sudden ruining their experience and their immersion. So, it's a fair trade-off. But back to the main server, I'm attempting to get it onto Spigot or potentially another similar-esque program. I'm looking at possibly putting them both on Sponge. If that works really well, I'd love to put both servers on the same operating system. And if we put them both on Sponge, that means they'll be able to transition between the two, possibly with bungee cord, would be the hopefully end goal. It's been a long time since I've properly coded servers and worked on servers. Well over probably a year at this point. And with that said, I'm completely learning all over again on how to get plugins to behave with each other, how to get proper servers to run. Even getting this to run Cauldron back for 1.710 took a lot of work. So it's going to take a lot of work for me to get it up today, and I'll be working on it for the rest of the day after these videos get edited. So you will be able to see it up. I will put the IP in the description so you guys will be able to check out when it goes off of whitelist. And as we can see here, I went ahead and got one of the boats going. So on this voyage, let's go ahead and attempt to sail to the first harbor. And a lot of you guys are kind of wondering, well, cool, but why are we doing this? Well, if you remember back to our original videos, this was the end goal with the boats mod. Including in my boats mod review, the whole point of the world was to essentially complement the boats mod plugin. But as you may be aware, the boats mod plugin died off. The closest thing we have now is the Archimedes mod, which eventually I do want to do a review of, but as of right now, it's still got a lot of work before I'm really wanting to review it. But back to the point, I played, me and some of the crew members, Zach, as you saw in the Staxel video, Chris, Rajan, and Richard, all decided to play Roblox out of all the games. And it was funny because in Roblox, it made us, it kind of almost brought a nostalgia to us, but it also reminded me why I wanted to do what I was doing in Minecraft. Because in Roblox, every time you load onto a game, it's fully contained in a server, and the server is what you have for that game mode, and that's what you'll play with, and you'll understand, or you'll kind of like play in that area, whether you're playing a tycoon game or a role-playing game or an adventure game. One we were playing a lot was Lumber Tycoon, but we also played a ship simulator game where you could warp to the different ports, and you got a big map, and you could sail between them, and it was really just kind of, well, playing like playing Ship Sim Extremes. And that's kind of also what we want to do and bring that experience to Minecraft. Because as fun as it is to play it in Roblox, Roblox itself does have a lot of restrictions, but it also has mountains upon mountains of benefits over Minecraft. But I just do not have the patience or energy to make the same kind of quality models I do in Minecraft in Roblox. Because in Roblox you have to build it in an editor, and it takes a lot of time, and you can't work with people. That's why I do like Minecraft a little bit better, because you can work with people and get feedback while you're working, and it's very nice in that aspect. And as we can see here, we're sailing along to Ships 1. Eventually there'll be big maps posted everywhere, and you'll be able to follow shipping lanes that we'll put out for everyone. But if you guys kind of want to get an understanding of what we're going to be building, I'll put a link in the description to the Roblox game that I was inspired by, and let you guys kind of get a feel for what's to come, and just a general idea of what we're going to be pushing for. And I'm not saying we're copying it per se, but I'm saying that it's a similar atmosphere, and that's kind of what we originally wanted to go for way back in 2013. So with the main server, what's going to happen with that? So with the main server is going to strictly be as it used to be. The main server will be a museum and a testament to the original Operation Infinite Ocean. It'll show the old builds of the crews. I'm not taking out any of the old content. There is a lot of stuff that got kind of tweaked and rearranged while I was gone for the years that I was on hiatus and I was dealing with college and a lot of life issues that I really was trying to deal with at the time. And so with that, I'll be making more in-depth videos on that, but for now, sorry about that. That was my girlfriend calling. I was just trying to let her know that I'm in the middle of filming. So with that, it'll be like a museum, if you will. Nothing's gonna change over there per se, but it's gonna have the same atmosphere as it used to, where you can walk around and look around. I don't know if we will throw a building area on there for guests, but at this point, we don't see a benefit to it. Like at the time when we originally made it, we didn't see a benefit to adding that to the server. There really is no point to add something like that to the server. But it is still fun to walk around and look at all the cool ships. There is a ton of content over there, and during the years that I was on hiatus, while I was on hiatus, there was a lot of downtime that I watched a lot of that stuff on that server get kind of moved around and taken out. So I'm going to try my best to restore that back up to its glory. And there's a few projects on there I do eventually want to kick around the idea of finishing, like the airport is a big one. I would love to finish the airport. That thing, every time I look at it, there is so much more I want to build and finish on the airport. There's so much more I want to finish, or like add to it and whatnot, but that's a very big project that I don't have an end in sight with that project. But we will we'll reevaluate that once the servers are running. So now I guess the next big question is, can you join OIO? Sure. However, there's a stipulation. You can join, but we need you to apply first, and I'll put an application description I'll put a link for it in the chat below. And in that application, what you'll be able to do then is go to our new website, which I've revamped. Still working on that, but for the most part, it is redone and remapped. You'll be able to go over to the website and check out the forms, and on the forms we'll put up a big thing for builder applications. And what I want to see from the builder applications is two small things. One is just going to be some photos of whatever you think is your very best build. You bring your A game. Like this would be my Disney dream, my Disney Magic, my ski resort, my hotel. I'm trying to think of some of the other really, really big projects. This is where you throw your super builds at us. I want to see the most mega build you guys possibly have. I don't want to see some small creation from you. I want to see something that'll knock my socks off and absolutely wow us in amazement. Now the second part is I want just a small summary. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be this novel. Just a few couple sentences saying why you feel you would be an asset to the Operation Infinite Ocean team. Why do you think that you would be beneficial for us? Why do you think that you would what would you contribute to the team if you had the ability to be part of the team? What could you bring to the plate? And the reason I bring this up is because I want to see diversity on our team. I want to see people who are good at buildings. I want to see people who are good at trains. I want to see people who are good at boats. I want to see people who are good at all sorts of cool stuff. So I want to see you bring that to the table. So I want you to leave that in the in your summary. And then essentially the way that this is going to work is we're going to have your peers actually vote you in. Will I have the final say? Yes, just because there's got to be some ground preventing people from screwing around with stuff. But for the most part, what I want to see is I want to see feedback from everyone else. If you think someone's a good builder, leave a comment on their forum post saying that you like him, you'd love to see more from him. The reason why I want this is so therefore you guys get to pick the content you want to see. You guys get to see what's going to be new, and you guys get to see what's going to be featured in the updates, which are going to be really, really cool. For once, we're actually fully leaving it up to you guys, the fans of OIO and the people who have been following the series from day one. And once again, I'd like to thank all of you guys for supporting us for all these years, since 2013. It has been a great journey to build and to work with so many great builders and to get to know so much talent in the Minecraft community, and to think that there's so much more that we could bring to this project, even though it is almost 3 years old and it feels as if the game's kind of lost its flair and sputtered out. There's still that sparkle. You guys, the fans, are still wanting to see more, and you guys still want to know what comes next. And you know what? That's what we're going to go ahead and be giving to you guys. So, like I said, make sure you check out those links if you guys want to know more. If you guys do have any big questions about the Operation Infinite Ocean project, I want to see them in the comments below. I want to be able to hear your guys' feedback. Like, this is your guys' project. This isn't just ours. This is now for you guys to be able to experience and be immersed into the OIO community. And this doesn't necessarily mean building for the OIO community. This just means experiencing it, enjoying it, playing around with it. Think of it as a big game that is now coming out within Minecraft. I'm very, very, very excited to announce this to you guys, and I'm very excited to see what comes next. Thank you guys for watching.